Hello, namaste to all the wonderful and beautiful viewers watching me right now. This is me, Dolly, from Design and Creativity channel, your friend, your host, and here I am again in front of you all guys with the same topic but a new video. So why I'm saying so, guys? So if you are my regular viewer, my regular follower, then you must know that in my last video I have shared the tips and the tricks to make beautiful shinier candle at home, but that video is in Hindi language. So what happened, guys, after publishing that video on YouTube, I have received some requests and comments on my Instagram, on my Facebook page, on my email ID that they want me to make this video in English language as they have some problem in understanding the Hindi language. So guys, no problem, here I am, and I'll try to do justice in English language with you all guys, because as you know that I make a lot of blunder in speaking English. So okay, let's keep all those things aside, and without taking much of your time, I really wanted to start this video. So let's start with the first tip of making this beautiful shinier candle at home. So what is that tip, guys? So before I'll tell you the tip to make beautiful shinier candle, let me tell you the selection of the mold. So guys, it is very important to understand first what kind of mold you are using. So if you are using a plastic mold like this, or if you are using a metal mold like this, what kind of mold you are using. So guys, here I want to mention that I'm not talking about the silicone mold. I'm talking only about the metal mold and the plastic mold. So if you are making your candle in any of the two, then what is the first step to follow to make beautiful shinier candle? So here is the first tip, the first point which you have to keep in mind, that you have to use this silicone spray. This is silicone mold release spray, and you have to spray it in your mold before pouring your melted wax into it. And now guys, after knowing the first point, the first tip or the first step to follow to make beautiful shinier candle like this, I'm showing you here. So I'm showing exactly the same candle which I have shown in my previous video, which is in Hindi, so that nobody has any kind of confusion. All right, and the first point is like which I have shared earlier, is that use of this silicone mold release spray in your mold before pouring the melted wax into it. So this is quite easy to remember, and let's move on to the point number 2, or the tip number 2, or the step number 2. And the step number 2 is, guys, you have to measure the temperature of the pouring melted wax. Now how to measure the temperature? So here I am showing the thermometer which I am using to measure the temperature of my melted paraffin wax. Melted wax, whichever wax it is, whether it is a palm wax, soy wax, or a blend wax, or paraffin wax, any kind of wax. So I always use this thermometer to measure the temperature, and I used to call it an old school thermometer, and I love using this thermometer. Why I called it old school thermometer? Because I have purchased this thermometer 10 years back when I was learning candle making. So, and since then I'm using this thermometer, and I'm extremely happy with the readings I got from this thermometer. But today plenty of varieties available in the any online shopping site of the thermometer, so you can just click any of the link and purchase it from there. And for your convenience, I'm also sharing link of the thermometer which you can just click and buy it from Amazon. So guys, point number 2 is measuring the temperature of the melted wax. Now after knowing point number 1 and point number 2, or tip number 1 and tip number 2, let's move on to the tip number 3. And the tip number 3 is related with the type of mold you are using to make your beautiful candle or to create your candle. So suppose if you are using a metal mold, or suppose if you are using a plastic mold, then what is the ideal temperature of pouring the wax in that too? So let me tell you one by one. So if you are using this kind of plastic mold to make your beautiful candle, then the ideal pouring temperature should be in between 70 degrees centigrade to 75 degrees centigrade. 70 degrees centigrade to 75 degrees centigrade. Just keep in mind, guys. Now, if you are using this kind of metal mold, or you are using aluminum mold, or you are using steel mold, or whatever kind of metal mold you are using, then what is the ideal temperature, ideal pouring temperature of wax into it? So the ideal pouring temperature of wax into it is 70 degrees centigrade to 85 degrees centigrade. 70 degrees centigrade to 85 degrees centigrade for the metal mold, and for plastic mold it should be in between 70 degrees centigrade to 75 degrees centigrade. Now let's move on to the point number 5, and the point number 5 is how much now and the point number 5 is how much time your candle takes to get set completely. Or how do you know that now your candle is ready to demold? This is a very important point. This is a very important tip you have to keep in mind, guys, that you have to give your candle proper resting time, and it needs around 6 to 7 hours before demolding it. This is the basic time which you have to give it. If you want to give it more time to it, just give it, but not less than 6 hours. Please don't try to demold your candle before 6 hours, otherwise you will ruin your candle. Your candle will not come out with a proper finish which you are looking for. Now, how to know that your candle is perfectly ready and ready to demold? So after 6 to 7 hours, when you finally want to demold your candle, and just do your mold upside down, your candle comes out. So if this happens to you, it means that your candle is perfectly created. Now the candle I'm holding in my hand is just for demonstration. This is not the final product. And now, guys, after knowing all these important points, let's move on to the next point, which is again a very important point to keep in mind while making candle. And this point is related with the type of wax you are using. So it is completely up to you whatever kind of wax you are using. Suppose you are using a fully refined paraffin wax, which is a straight paraffin wax, which is a food grade paraffin wax, then you have to add an additive into it, which is called as stearic acid. In this video, I'm not talking about the Viber, and which I'm receiving a lot of comments related with the Viber, that you can substitute Viber with stearic acid. So I'm going to make a different video on that topic also, but in my Hindi video I have mentioned stearic acid. So in this video also I'm mentioning stearic acid only, not the Viber. So guys, if you are using straight paraffin wax, then it is must to add stearic acid into it. Now, what is the proportion of adding stearic acid into the wax? So I prefer adding 10% of the total weight of the paraffin wax you are using. You can add this stearic acid into your soy wax also. Soy wax, which is meant for only pillar candle. I'm not talking about the container candle. I'm talking only about pillar candle. So if you are using soy wax, which is used to create a pillar candle, then also you have to use this stearic acid into that. Now, if you are using palm wax, you can use stearic acid. If you are using a blend of wax, suppose if you are using blend of soy wax and paraffin wax, then there is no need to use this stearic acid. So guys, this is it for today. This is the end of the video, and I think that I have done enough justice with the topic, and I'm not forgetting any particular tip or trick which I have mentioned in my Hindi video but not in this video. But if by any chance I forget anything to mention, I'll do add that in the description box. So please don't forget to read the description box. I'm also sharing the links of the product which I have mentioned in this video, so that you can just click the link and buy it from Amazon. Or if you have any query, if you want to know anything related with the candle making, then please do join me on my Instagram page and on my Facebook page and stay connected with me, guys. You can ask me anything related with candle making. I always love helping you all. So guys, it's time to say bye-bye. So please do take care of your health and your family members. please do take care of your health. It's a tough time, guys, and stay connected with me. I'm bringing a new video on candle making this Friday, so don't forget to watch that video. And if you haven't seen any of my video yet, if you haven't seen, I have more than 130 candle making videos. So guys, please do watch all that also. And if you have any query, any question, any complaint related with candle making, I'm here to help you. So finally, it's time to say bye bye, sayonara, take care. We'll meet you in the next video.